that was fun, and now we are back with video blog monologues with Airwrecka. And I thought that I would introduce Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do with It, because this is a song that we love in vocal empowerment, and actually next week we will be doing a little performance piece to a parody to that song, which is very cleverly called What's Climate Got to Do with It. Very fun, very flirty, love it. But this week we got a question from a commenter. Wow. So this question is, how is your internship providing you with deepened understanding of the complex issues facing humanity and the environment? Wow, great question. And that is actually a very good question, because these issues facing our humanity and the environment are so intense and so real, but also very interconnected, which is something that I honestly did not really realize until, I can't really say when exactly, but it was pretty recently in my life. I was pictured these things as like separate issues that were just so unrelated to each other, but in actuality there's a lot of correlation and a lot of the similar issues, and there's just a lot of intersectionality. So this internship, Beth does a really great job with bringing in real world issues and talking to them with the girls every week, which is really nice, and then the girls have a chance to discuss this and talk to them, or talk about what it means to them, and that's just super awesome, and I am really glad to be able to be in those conversations with these girls. And it's just super intense, and I guess it's hard to get a deeper understanding, because the conversations that we have are just sort of short, maybe 10-minute things about various articles Beth finds. So the deepened understanding isn't really so, it's more surface level skimming, but it really ties into what I'm learning in other classes, such as my US race and ethnic relations class. We talked about an article involving the Kavanaugh case and the Kavanaugh trial, and how Dr. Blasey Ford was considered like the perfect person to testify against Kavanaugh, because she was pretty, but she wasn't too pretty. She was white, she was middle class, she came from a good background, all these sorts of things. And the article was basically about how in the trial she was like tiptoeing across all these things, like she had to be funny but not too funny about it, and all that sort of stuff. But in that conversation came from that with the girls, for example, we talked about racism and sexism within, like, in issues that we are still seeing today, which was super interesting, and I was honestly so amazed that they were having these conversations as middle schoolers. And that just speaks to like how important young people's voices are in society, because they have a lot to say and a lot of really good, insightful things to say if we would just give them a chance and let their voices be heard, which is a great thing about vocal empowerment, because not only is it youth's voices, but it's young women's voices, and those voices are so important in our society, and half the population is made up of women, so it's just like very important to get their voices out there, and especially if you're talking about important issues like that. We also do a lot of talk about different environmental issues, and I'll talk more about those in a later episode, so stay tuned. That's my little hook to get you to stay. And another part of that question was, what had you assumed to be true and now you're finding might not be so true? I honestly do not know. There's just a lot happening in my life, a lot of no, the more I think about it, the more I realize that okay, no, I take that back. Basically, all of Sam's class is us destroying any truth that we know and shattering it and ruining it and saying that this is how society does things, but why? Why is society sexist and homophobic? Why? But we haven't really dove more into that with my internship per se, but it's still something that is really important, and I love my truths to be shattered. So with that, I'm just gonna play a little more Tina Turner for you, and I'll see you next time.